Hello, nice of you to join us on Newsroom series. I'm Dominic Iwiwu. Today we will be focusing on the southern region of the country. But before we get into that, let's take a look at some of the headlines making the news. The Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Olukayode Ariwoola, says the National Judicial Council have already activated the process of making errant judges who give misleading and conflicting judgments face the consequences of their actions. He described their conduct as an embarrassment to the judiciary, which will not be handled lightly. The CJN was speaking at the inauguration of 22 justices for the Court of Appeal in Abuja. He urged the new justices to be upright and toe the path of truth as they advocate according to the Constitution.
I have made it known at different fora that we have been treated to an unpalatable cocktail of misleading and conflicting judgments and rulings, frivolous interlocutory orders emanating from courts of coordinate jurisdictions which have literally attempted to make a mockery of our judicial system and flagrantly desecrate the revered temple of justice. Several cases of such abound across the length and breadth of the country. You are aware of this. This is largely an embarrassment to our jurisprudence, and we will never undo it with levity. Punitive measures must definitely be meted out to such erring judges, at whatever stage. We have already activated the process of reining in such errant judges with a view to making them face the consequence of their despicable and odious conduct. As judicial officers, we have to continually remind ourselves the fact that we are not occupying our respective positions to serve ourselves, but the Nigerian masses, and the best way we can serve them is by doing what will make them feel safe in our hands, and also trust us to always deliver the right judgments that will not be tainted by sentiments, emotions, or other clandestine considerations.
The national chairman of the All Progressives Congress APC, Abdullahi Umar Ganduje, his wife Hafsat, and 6 others are set to appear in court by 10 a.m. tomorrow to face charges related to alleged bribery, diversion, and misappropriation of funds amounting to billions of naira. This follows a notice of trial served on the respondents through substituted means by order of the Kano State High Court on June the 5th. The order allowed the states to serve the 7 respondents through substituted service, which was subsequently executed via advertisements in 2 national newspapers. Further consultation on the new national minimum wage continues as President Tinubu has invited members of the organized labor to a meeting at the presidential villa. The invitation, which was cited by our labor correspondent, was sent to the 2 labor unions, the Nigerian Labour Congress and the Trade Union Congress. The tripartite committee on the new minimum wage had concluded their negotiations a month ago and have presented their recommendations to the president. While the organized labor insisted on a 250,000 naira minimum wage, the government and organized private sector recommended 62,000 naira minimum wage. President Tinubu is expected to consider those 2 positions and send an executive bill to the National Assembly, which will be passed into law to repeal the existing national minimum wage law. President of the Petroleum and Natural Gas Senior Staff Association of Nigeria, Mr. Festus Osifo, says Nigeria will continue to experience periodic fuel scarcity until the roads are fixed and rail transportation adopted as a means of moving petroleum products. He spoke on the sidelines of the Conference of Women in the Oil and Gas Sector in Abuja. According to Mr. Osifo, there is an urgent need to fix the roads, ensure that all the fuel depots are working, and improve the rail networks to enable the movement of petroleum products via rail.
We will continuously have perennial scarcity of fuel until we do what is right. There is no silver bullet today that is going to stop the scarcity that will come periodically. 2 weeks ago, say about a week ago, if you are driving between Aviele and Auchi, you realize that some people sleep on that road for 2 days. The road is completely cut off. So if you are bringing the product from Port Harcourt, for example, and coming to Abuja, you need to pass through that road. If you are bringing the product, so depending on where you are bringing products from. So the roads today are bad. If you check different parts of the world, how many countries are using tankers to supply PMS or supply AGO? It is not done. Naturally, what is done is the use of pipelines, and in some cases they use rails. So until we imbibe technology, until we fix our pipelines, until we fix our depots, that's also key. If the depots that we have in the nook and crannies of Nigeria today are all working, then we could have had reserve stocks in those depots, so that when our roads are bad, we can get those depots that are closer to the major cities.
Cross River State Governor has officially flagged off the construction and rehabilitation of 2 major roads in Yala local government area, one of which shares boundary with Benue State. This is part of the government's strategic infrastructure development initiative aimed at fostering socio-economic growth. During the flag-off ceremony in Akreha and Ukeli communities, the Deputy Governor, Peter Ode, emphasized that the administration will continue to implement developmental projects to enhance the overall well-being of the state's residents.
Residents of Ukele, Alifopa and Akererache communities in Yala, local government area, have suffered neglect for over 2 decades, especially in accessing motorable roads to sell their agricultural products, as they are predominantly farmers. Upon assumption of office on May 29, 2023, Governor Basiotu promised the communities in Yala local government area that he would fix the dilapidated infrastructure to promote the economy of both Cross River State and Benue.
You know, this particular road has been a problem for Cross Riverians here. And this is one of the projects that is very dear to our heart. So I said I'll come personally to come and look at the road, assess it, so that we know what to do immediately. But we want to make sure that we link both economies, and that is that of the Ukele nation here, right through to Benue.
A year later, the construction and rehabilitation of the roads and bridges has been flagged off to enable economic growth in order to improve all communities involved.
Ukele people, be united, for more is going to come to you. Let me assure you that as soon as this 5 kilometer is completed, the next thing that will come is the lights. We have to put solar lights all along the 5 kilometer stretch of this road, all the way down. We are going to do that. And I assure you very clearly that this will be done.
I want to charge the contractor who is giving this project that this job must be done in a right dimension, according to what is stated in our BEME. We have given you BEME, we have given you the steps, the processes that you must follow. The length of the road have been given, the width of the road have been given, the depth of the thickness of the stone base, the thickness of the asphalt have been given. And so I want to say that the people of this community will also be part of the supervision. It's not all about me.
Residents are grateful for the governor's intervention towards their plight.
The people are glad, they are happy that this is genuine. It is not the first time that groundbreakings have been done, but this is different because it has come from someone God has anointed to come and do this. That is why this is different.
With the official flag off, residents and surrounding communities have been urged to take ownership of the project, as the contractors must be supported and monitored closely.
From Cross Rivers, we head over to Akwa Ibom State, where the governor, Pastor Umo Eno, has assured of his administration's commitment to turn the age-long dreaded ravine in Uyo, the Akwa Ibom State capital, into a multifaceted tourist attraction. Governor Eno gave the assurance while on an on-the-spot assessment of ongoing work at the project site in company of Nigeria's entertainment industry and tourism bigwig, Senator Ben Mori Bruce.
Governor Umoeno of Akwa Ibom State, in company of former Senator for Bayelsa East, Ben Mure-Bruce, unveils plans for a state-of-the-art tourist park in Uyo, the state capital, set to transform the region into a global hotspot. The governor's excitement about the project comes from a belief that it represents a world-class facility that will elevate the state's profile and generate thousands of jobs in entertainment and tourism. The governor also expressed delight over the pace and quality of work and welcomes collaboration from tourism practitioners to turn this vision into reality.
This is a world-class facility. And every day I come here, I get very inspired. We can take a bad situation, turn it into the best situation, commercialize it. I believe that's the way to go. This place will create thousands of jobs for our people.
Amazed at the vision, Senator Mure-Bruce notes that the project will possess some of the greatest facilities one could find for tourists anywhere in the world, especially the upper class, such as a 9-hole golf course, which is in close proximity to an 18-hole golf course in the Ibom Icon Hotel.
It's safe, it's beautiful, it's Africa, and I think it's one of the most incredible projects you can have. And look at the contour. And like I said to him, you took a bad situation and you turned it into a great situation. He has a great builder, the quality of work is first class.
The ambitious project is centered around transforming the ravine along Brook Street into a world-class tourist destination.
The Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC, said it has deployed its engineers to restore the failed sections of the east-west road between Ahwada and Ula Okogbe town in Ahwada West local government area of Rivers State. The NDDC Managing Director, Samuel Ogboku, who inspected the failed sections of the road, said the move is to provide urgent relief to motorists who currently go through untold hardship on the road owing to its deplorable condition. Ogboku expressed shock at the level of devastation, saying the NDDC will collaborate with the Federal Ministry of Works to commence remedial action on the road immediately.
Like other sections of the East-West Road, the Ahwada section of the regional road is often a nightmare to motorists owing to its deplorable condition. This section in Ahwada West local government area of Rivers State was completely washed off during the devastating 2022 flood, but was remedied by the Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC, following a visit by the then Minister of Niger Delta Affairs, Umana Okonumana, in company of the then Acting Managing Director of the NDDC, Emmanuel Audu. Following the remedial work which provided access to the road, the Ministry of Works commenced the construction of high culverts to pave way for easy flow of water in the event of another flood. However, the construction work has piled pressure on the motorable lane, causing hardship to commuters.
Sometimes when rain fall, the water will cover everywhere, and motor are not being able to pass this road again.
Government is doing best because government give contract. So what are calling the contractor handling the work. Let him come and put airports to work the road.
Following the persistent call for action, the NDDC Managing Director, Samuel Ogboku, is here for another spot assessment in company of the Executive Director of Projects, Victor Antai, and some directors of the Commission, as well as members of the Joe Youth Council, led by its President, Jonathan Lopobiri.
So it's our appeal that while the NDDC is intervening, living up to its mandate as an interventionist agency to rehabilitate and give a quick fix, the road itself, the contract must be expedited so that this road becomes a solid road for road users before the rain comes. Otherwise, by the time the flood comes up here, this road will be washed off again.
Coming here, we have actually had discussion with those who are working on site. The site manager has already briefed us on what they are doing. And what he has briefed us so far is that they have ordered for 10 trucks of hardcore to stabilize the road while they're also working on the culverts. However, having evaluated what they said, we on our own part as NDDC, we said we're also going to deploy our own efforts to complement whatever they are doing.
The NDDC Managing Director also commends the youth for their peaceful disposition, assuring that urgent action to ameliorate the plight of the people will begin.
Even in the face of frustration, here they could be this peaceful, coordinate themselves very well. They chose the option of dialogue. That's why the IYC president led the delegation of people to my office to discuss about the condition of this road. And I assured him we are all going to come down to this place to see the situation so that we can address it.
The Ahoda and Okogwe section of the East-West Road provides access to Bayelsa and Delta states. From River State, the deplorable condition has almost cut off Bayelsa and Delta states from the rest of the Niger Delta region.
When we come back from the break, we'll bring to the fore what the military is doing in the South. Stay with us. Welcome back. We head over to Edo State, where the Edo State government has come out with clarification on the ownership of the ongoing construction of a five-star hotel, Radisson, in Benin City, the Edo State capital. The special advisor, media projects to Governor Godwin Obaseki, Cruzo Osage, says the project is 100% owned by the state government. He adds that government has every right to go into business, but at some time will diversify its stake in the project. Mr. Osage made the comments in response to an earlier allegation by the All Progressives Congress, APC Edo State, accusing Governor Godwin Obaseki of planning to give out the Radisson Hotel to a private firm after construction.
Much as government does not have business in doing business by itself, but there are areas where the business is fraught with so much risk that ordinary people are not willing to go there. So what government is supposed to do is to go there and de-risk that environment, which is what the government has done. We've plunged in the resources there to invest, and show the private sector that this is possible. You can actually have a profitable first-class hotel in Benin. And Radisson is running with us to run that business. But of course, like I said, government has no business in business. At some point, that business government is going to divest from that business. There's no question about that. At some point, government will divest. Because government cannot be running a hotel. It's not the job of government to run private organizations. It may be important for government to de-risk that environment and plunge in that investment to attract the private sector. But at some point, government must pull out. Just the same way government paved the way for the modular refinery. We made an investment, and then we started divesting. Even Azura power plants, which which came into place while the Shomole was here, the government invested. Government has now divested significantly from Azura Power. It still has a small stake, which is going to be the case with all these investments. Government will reserve a small stake, but the controlling stake must be run by the private sector. That's how economies grow. That's how governments function.
As part of activities marking Army Day 2024, officers and men of the 6th Division Nigerian Army, along with the Nigerian Army Officers' Wives Association, has organized free medical outreach in Edelha Community, Ahoda East Local Government Area of Rivers State. This is part of activities marking this year's Army Day. Our correspondent, Deborah Agbalama, reports.
The Nigerian Army Day. Men and officers of the Nigerian Army 6th Division are on a mission to Edelha community. They are not enforcing laws. Rather, it's a community improvement mission, which is one of the numerous activities marking the 2024 Army Day.
Members of the press.
They are joined by the chairperson of the Nigerian Army Officers' Wives Association, Naowa, in the 6th Division, Mrs. Mariam Abdul-Salam, and the representative of the River State Commissioner for Health.
Nigerian Army.
The medical team offers services to residents, diagnosing and treating different ailments affecting children, youth, and the elderly. General Officer Commanding 6th Division Nigerian Army and Land Component, Major General Jamal Abdul-Salam, who also serves as a Commander Joint Task Force South-South Operation Delta Safe, rallied his officers to put this together. He is represented here by Brigadier General Edet Efyong, Commander 6th Division Garrison, who explains the mission and the importance of community engagement.
This year's Nigerian Army Day celebration has the theme, transforming the Nigerian Army, imperative for combating contemporary security challenges within a joint environment. In overcoming these security challenges, the Nigerian Army needs communities in a whole of society approach. Hence, the Nigerian Army, in identifying with our host communities, is conducting this free medical outreach to further cement the already existing synergy.
The King of Opata Kingdom, His Royal Majesty Dr. Felix Ekene Otuwaripo, appreciates the division for the gesture.
With this collaboration with the Nigerian Army, may I use this opportunity to appeal to the General Officer Commanding to allow us use the 5 Battalion MRS at Elele to treat our people in Opata Kingdom.
He also presents some requests before the army.
We have a facility before you enter the community, before the secondary school there. We have a facility we have prepared for use by the Nigerian Army. I mentioned to the GOC that the Opata people will be very happy if that facility could be used by the Joint Task Force. We want a unit of the JTF to be posted to Itoha to safeguard Opata Kingdom.
This medical outreach program falls under some of the programs the 6th Division has been embarking on to form a more cordial relationship with communities, a cooperation they hope will help root out criminals in River State. Deborah Balama, Channels Television News.
There's more free medical outreach, this time in Bayelsa State, where the Navy conducted their annual medical outreach, part of the non-kinetic operation Delta Sanity 2. 600 residents from 3 communities in Brass local government area of Bayelsa State benefited from this exercise.
The commanding officer of the Forward Operations Base Formoso, Navy Captain Ifeanyi Chukwumabioku, and his team have successfully conducted their annual medical outreach, part of the non-kinetic operation Delta Sanity 2. This initiative provided essential medical services to over 600 residents from 3 communities in Brass local government area of Bayelsa State. Access to free medical services is a significant need for many Nigerians, particularly in rural areas where the economic challenges are more pronounced, a need the Nigerian Army believes must be met.
The base medical team is here in Egwama this morning to carry out a medical rhapsody. This rhapsody is planned or projected to cover a total of about 600 persons that are having different or various ill health challenges. And it is hoped that after this time out, a follow-up session will also be arranged for them to go for further treatment and for us to ensure that they are properly treated.
Beneficiaries of the program praised the Nigerian Navy for its support.
They did eye test, sugar test, and HIV test and BP test.
The outreach addressed various illnesses affecting both young and elderly community members.
The doctor tested me at this outreach. He said that my BP was 160/103. But now, I thank God that with the help of these drugs, my BP have come down. With the Egwebe women, we appreciate.
Speaking on the achievements of Operation Delta Sanity, inaugurated on January 10, 2024, the flag officer commanding the Central Naval Command highlighted the campaign's successes in combating crude oil theft and other criminal activities.
The operation recorded remarkable achievements, particularly in checkmating the menace of crude oil thefts and other illegalities within Nigeria's maritime environment. The operation was conducted leveraging on technologies from Nigerian Navy Maritime Domain Awareness Facilities, intelligence inputs, and kinetic operations. Others are non-kinetic approaches, ranging from media, medical, and educational outreaches and community engagement, amongst others.
He attributes these successes to the Chief of Naval Staff's initiative, which combined technology, intelligence, and kinetic operations to curb illegal activities in Nigeria's maritime domain.
On that note, we close on Newsroom series. I'm Dominic Iwiwu.